Okay, next up, we have Jerome Hardaway.
Hey,
Welcome, Jerome.
hey, how
How's
you
it
doing? Can you
going?
hear me? Huh?
How's it going? Is that a Captain America shield?
Oh, this is actually my EDC shield, right? I take this with me. It's a backpack. I always take whenever I leave, like to conferences and stuff. This is the one I go to. Uh, this is my home one,
This is your
right?
home one.
Oh yeah,
Amazing.
oh yeah. I have. They call me Captain America of the Web for a reason, right? So,
That is so great. I was so impressed with my own new gamer chair, but yours is so much cooler with your Captain America.
hey, I mean, gotta live the title to earn the title, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Well, welcome. Excited to be able to interview you. We're for these upcoming elections. Um, why don't we get started? My first question is, can you tell us why you're running for the board for the .NET Foundation?
Roger that. I was actually asked initially to throw my hat in the ring to run for the board. I wasn't even thinking about it. Some of like the things that you have done in the past half decade is what our organization needs. We need that polarization. We need that charge in the veins, and someone that brings the ruckus and get things done. And you're the person for the job. They heard all the things that I've done in tech in the past 6-7 years since being a part of tech, and just how I've changed the open source communities with JavaScript and with diversity and minorities and veterans. And they were like, you're the guy. So I was like, sure, if you guys need me, I'm here for it.
That's great. Can you tell me a little bit about how you brought the ruckus?
Roger that. I am a U.S. combat veteran that transitioned to software engineering in less than a year.
Wow.
Coming back home, and then I turned around and I helped 252 is my current count. Other veterans and military spouses get into the industry,
Amazing.
teaching them how to use MERN Mean Stack, and Jamstack to learn how to code through my nonprofit Vets Who Code. The whole time raising a family and working full time. My last job was actually with CBSI. Shout out to the comic book crew. And now I'm with Quicken Loans as their dev advocate. So like I said, I've been pushing, as we say in the military, pushing pavement really hard the past 6 years.
Wow. When do you take a break?
And if they wanted me to take a break, they'd issue me one. So I'm good.
Yeah, that's funny. That's great. Okay. What is your background with the .NET Foundation?
Actually, my .NET Foundation background is nilch, non-zero. I was very shocked when I was even asked for it, because I told them I've written maybe 6 lines of .NET my entire career. And they were like, well, that's what we actually need. Somebody who knows why people decide not to choose .NET, someone who's changed lives with code and willing to do, who can do the work. And that's one thing that I bring to the organization. My experience is code agnostic when it comes to what I can do. I know how to change communities and thought processes because I've done that with code already. So it's just going from JavaScript to C#.NET with it. I already know that C# and .NET are both open source. Very few people know that. The thing is, everybody keeps going through this processes of putting boots on the ground, and these colleges and universities. That's not how we did it in the JavaScript world. We chose it as we did a very Promethean approach with it, and we went directly to the people. We went to YMCAs, we went to everyday people, because we already know that from the data that's been collected, that the next generation of amazing engineers, they're not going to be coming from your colleges. They're going to be coming from those favelas, from those neighborhoods that are small and represented in tech, that from the veteran military bases that our communities don't really jump into. And that's where I thrive in, being a frontline leader and jumping right into the places that people, quite frankly, don't go to because they want to go to the more comfortable university route, right? So that's how I bring it.
That's great. That's amazing. Um, uh, so we've already heard that you've not written much .NET, but you, sorry, not written much C Sharp or any of the or ASP.NET or any .NET technologies. But you've talked a little bit about the experience you have that lends itself to be part of the board. So can you talk a little more about that? I'm sure that you've run into some similar things while running your nonprofit that you think you might run into on the board. Can you talk a little about that?
Roger that. I mean, the main problem that people are talking about every day with .NET is the adoption, right? People, even myself, I was like, .NET is the framework you go to when you're ready to be boring and get a comfortable, cushy old person job, right? It's not for the people that want to change the world. That was my own stigma. That's the stigma that .NET has across the globe, especially with people who want to do cool things and save the world, right? So part of my mission is the same when it comes to JavaScript, is to be able to change that stigma and show, no, we're here, everyone can do it. You don't have to have that proxy or that gatekeeping of wanting to go to universities or some big enterprise tech to be able to use this technology. So that's one of the things that I bring to the table as well. Like I said, change and adopting. No one in 2014, 2013 thought veterans en masse could learn how to code. And then my first year as a nonprofit, I produced 50 veterans with jobs in 12 states learning how to code. And now I'm at 252 in 37. Right. So there's no one who has real world experience of actually changing people's perception of things and getting adoption to the point that a sitting president notices what you're doing. My first year, I produced so many quality engineers that Barack Obama invited me to the White House. So,
how cool is that?
Oh, he's tall. He smells like cookies. It was pretty awesome. And that's
So
it.
great.
My humor, right? You can't if anything, when things are going down, I'm gonna make everybody laugh because that's the only thing. Laughter is new medicine. But yeah, that's what I do. That's how I bring it. I don't sit around in dogma and theory. I do work. I have a GSD mentality, get shit done. We need change. I'm the first person that's going to put my hands in the mud and start moving things. And I'm the last person that's going to be at the dinner table, right? I enjoy my 16-hour work days. I live for this stuff. I live for changing lives. I don't do tech, I do lives. And that's what the .NET Foundation really needs. They have to focus off of the technology ideals and be like, no, what we do is lives. We can change lives. My first family that I created when I had helped a veteran get to Microsoft as a DevOps engineer, and he got his offer letter, and then within 12 hours we're at his celebration party, and he proposed to his girlfriend, their fiance, Scott Hanselman, and I take them out to dinner, to breakfast as their first morning of being fiancés. And then he moves to Seattle to join Microsoft, and then he marries her while in Seattle.
Amazing.
That's what we do, right? And that's what the .NET community and .NET Foundation needs. I need people who are willing to say, no, let's change lives. Let's not talk about code in theory, but let's use code to change lives and let people know what they can do with it.
That's amazing. That's really inspiring. Okay, last question. If you could compare yourself to one animal, which would it be and why?
Tiger, because I was born year of the tiger, so I like
Okay.
tigers. There you go.
That's great. Tigers are great. Well, thank you so much for coming on and for sharing your thoughts, Jerome, and good luck in this upcoming election.
Roger that. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining. Okay, next up, we have Jeff